In the last video, we showed how data could be sent from the Arduino to the serial monitor. In this video, we're going to show how we can send data from the serial monitor to the Arduino. Okay, so to begin with, in the setup, we have to do the same as we did before. Serial.begin 9600. Okay, now in the loop, we're going to have what's called a while loop. And as I explained in the text, the while loop has to be followed by a Boolean expression in parentheses. A Boolean expression is any expression that's evaluated as being either true or false. Now, in this case, the Boolean expression is going to be serial dot available. Now, what that does is if there is any data in the serial buffer, it's going to evaluate it as true. If there's no data in there, it's going to evaluate it as false. So that's the Boolean expression, and it's surrounded by parentheses, and we want a couple of things to happen in this while loop. So the way that we do that is we enclose the while loop in these curly braces. All right, now the first thing we want to do is we want to actually read what's in, read whatever data is in the serial buffer. So we type okay, now there's a couple of things here. First of all, data is our variable. Now, in the past, we have talked about variables holding numbers, either integers or floats. In this case, it's a character variable. That's what that CHAR is. And a character variable is, as the name implies, it's just a variable that's going to hold a single character. Okay, the serial.read is going to take that single character and it's going to store it in this variable called data. After that happens, we want to print it out to the serial monitor, because what this program is going to do is, as it says up here, it's going to echo the input read from the serial monitor. Okay, so we're going to say serial.print, and in parentheses, I'm going to put data. Okay, now these two statements are executed within a while loop. So I'm going to put a closed curly brace here. So there's the opening brace, there's the closing brace. These two statements are executed within the while loop. All right, let's try it out. So we start simulation, and I'm going to type hello world. I'm going to send it, and sure enough, there it is. Okay, now let's try something different. Let me change this to an int. So now it's not storing a character variable, it's storing an integer. Okay, I'm going to start simulation, and I'm going to type, I'll just type a single letter here. type the letter A and send it. Okay, you can see it's responding to 97. Now what that is the ASCII code for the letter A. ASCII codes are explained in the text, but just briefly, it's a code that the computer assigns to every character that can be typed on the keyboard, even numerical characters. So if I clear this, I type a 2, for example, and send it, it comes back as 50. That's the ASCII code for the number 2. I could also put like a question mark, for example, send that, and it comes back with a 63. That's the ASCII code for the question mark. Okay, let's clear that. Now, suppose you actually wanted to send numbers, and the numbers were, you didn't want them to be character variables because you wanted to maybe do arithmetic with the numbers. Okay, well, your Arduino has a solution for that, and it's something called parseInt. So instead of serial.read, we type serial.parseInt. And what that's going to do is it's going to take the input and it's going to throw away the characters until it comes across the first integer. And then it's going to store it here as a true integer. All right, let's try it out. Okay, if I type the number 2 and I send it, takes a minute here, and there it is, the actual number 2. To show you how it actually parses the numbers, I can type 2 space 3. So what that's going to do now is it's going to find the number 2, and it's going to display that, and then it's going to throw away the space, and then find the number 3 and display that. It just takes a minute here. There it is. All right, you could just as well separate them with commas. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, and 4. Okay.